Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Patriarch Bavarian and this is Crusader Kings 2 with the Historical Immersion Project and of course Mega Castile, Mega Wales and destroyed England, punished England you could say, but we are also punished Duchess Eliz and we are quite literally punished. Oh, I did not, you know what, that was a mistake of a button click right there. Let me bring you immediately back into the field. Ah, now she lost the outfit, you know what, that's okay. What I actually wanted to click is this one, look at her. That is truly punished Duchess Eliz. Because she has conquered most of Bulgaria, or rather, well, more than 50% of Bulgaria, and yet the Greeks are rebelling, and yet the, you know, stuff over here with Strimonon is not working out the way it is supposed to be working out. And the only way out is the way into debt. Similar to many people today studying at universities, we are going to take a look at what it means to be deep in loans again, but, you know, do not despair, because in the past we always got out of it. Oh, and I think they conquered some stuff over here. Yeah. Patriarch Yohannan is definitely furthering his goals. I'm reading all of your suggestions, by the way. I really like the one towards sacrificing, you know, allowing sacrificing for them. I might enable that. I'm not quite sure. You know, the story is a difficult one to finish. And when I say finish is what I mean, you know, to like get a well-rounded and a takeaway from it. So I'm going to be thinking about it. Definitely going to keep that in mind. Thank you. Just regardless of that, for all of the wonderful suggestions that I read on a daily basis. I truly do appreciate it. And the Catalans, huh? You know what? Try the Catalans. They are nice and cheap. And we should be able to also punish our enemies with it. Man, this is such a long walk over here from Stredets to Pautalia. It's crazy. I need a Chancellor and a Marshal. And, you know, I know I put him in because he is local priest. But I'll tell you what. The Greeks? No. They have no place in my lands anymore. Who are you? Why are you with me, Anush? You know what? I think you should be on the council. Absolutely. Alright, let's move on here. Let's siege this down and let's finish the war. I will not actually have Bagratuni give me, you know... I will not endorse Zoroastrianism. Absolutely not. I will pay the interest here, sure. Let's head in over there. Siege this down. End the war for Strimonos. Ooh, and this is bad. We get some support from over there, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I want to end the war for Strimonos really quickly. And then I want to go on and strike down the rebellion. Striking down rebellions, that's my second name, if you will. One proud Bavarian striking down rebellions. One proud Bav striking down rebellions. Aryan? Oh no, that definitely... You know what? I just thought about what I just said there. That makes it sound a bit weird. Don't worry about it, alright? And let's take this down. We have very low quality troops, of course, but I think I can just siege them down over there. We do have a severe infection now. A horrific wound from your maiming is now stinking and oozing pus. The pain is debilitating and the courtiers are avoiding you like death itself. Well. I know who my friends are now and who aren't, eh? I don't want to fight him. That's the thing. I don't want to fight him over there. Man, all these castles have so many defenders. It's crazy. I'm serious. It is insane. Just how many there are. But I think we'll be fine. I think we just lost like a ton of troops over there. Yeah, indeed we did. Quite harsh punishment, if I may say so myself. But I will take everyone that I can find. You hear me? Nobody will get away, but I will sell you, just for the record. Oh, give me that sweet, sweet money. They are down to 2.2k troops, and I reckon that they are running out of money. Actually, not at all. Wait, didn't you hire troops? Let's try to find that sigil. No, that's me, right. Oh, they didn't actually hire troops, huh? Interesting. Alright, thanks for all the ransom pay. You know, the way I see it, with good old Duchess Eliz, the cursed one, she knows what she's doing, but she also knows the cost of it. You know, this entire rebellion, this bloodshed, she feels for it. I mean, I think, you know, it gives a great pain that she has to go through with all of this, but she does indeed have to go through with all of this or fail, and failure, of course, is unacceptable. Right, there you go. So far, so good. Let's finish what we started. As you can see here now, Ohrid is way smaller, but all of this is also under us because we made it tributary states, which is wonderful. We're going to take big and heavy penalties here, but I think we're going to be just fine with the army of Kaloyanos. Let's do it. I think she's in the... come on, really? What is this? Dukisa Elizabeth of Strimonos will break free if we accept... Oh, it's for a host. A tiny host. Alright, I can deal with that. I mean, he can't siege anything, quite literally, so you know what? I don't think I need to deal with that. Oh my god, how did you already get 600 people in here? Alright, I'm gonna split you. There's no real threat anymore coming from the opposing side's armies, so let's just clean them out. Because that's what I'm here for, and that is what I do. They might be sieging Nice, but I don't think they're gonna finish it in time at all. Has declared Ocridian religious reconquest of Solon. Don't like that. Wait, why did you... Oh, you declared that. Wow, you got balls. You really have balls, let me tell you. So he's going for the Lord of Boeotia, or rather of Morios, who is also a Sunni Muslim. Now that's fascinating, isn't it? Ah, I see. Somehow this kid is the kid of this dude. Why is this kid Muslim? None of the parents are Muslims. He's brought up by a non-Muslim. Maybe he's just going to revert back. But one way or another, I think that he's actually going to pull it out here. He's going to win this war and make our, influence even larger. The way I want to play this episode is quite decisive. I want to go ahead and... You know what? Can I take you out? I wish I could. I want to go ahead and make it so that we establish our power, that we establish a name for ourselves, and that we keep it together. And I mean, we're in a dire situation. Honestly, when I loaded up this safe, I wasn't sure that we were going to win this war, because they had quite the amount of troops. I am very, very happy. I honestly think we would have probably lost it with any other mercenary band. It's just that the Catalans are so cheap. And I know that isn't exactly role-playing, but I don't think... I mean, first of all, the Bulgarian Company isn't here, but, I mean, I don't know. Otherwise, I probably would not have had a chance, because we would be running out of money by now. Well, I will take everyone. Shouldn't this be 100%? Am I going crazy? You're in my prison. That's 100%. Am I actually going insane? I have to be. How did this happen? What do you want? Yes. That's okay. What happened here anyway? I know that this was a Muslim region. We still have one Muslim ruler over here. It's the Ghaznavi. What? What happened here? So this happened in 1113. He conquered it. Then he was granted it, so I assume it fell to him. What the fuck? Like, I'm actually... This is wild. Whatever happened here? Was this a rebellion? Ah, I wish I knew what happened here. So you probably... You do not have... None of you actually have any sort of white peace. Or not a white peace, whatchamacallit. None of us have any sort of truce. That's the word. Why do you not have a truce with the Muslims? And who are you? Morios conquered this from Venice? What the hell happened here, man? Did it just become I wouldn't know. I know Jerusalem still exists, which is quite nice. But other than that, man, I love the intricacies happening here. I know people get upset, border go, but that's the medieval time, my man. Border goes everywhere, and deservedly so, and I still have no idea what is actually going on over there. So, you know what? I don't wanna judge it. I don't wanna talk about it, really. I don't understand why I can't end this war yet, I will admit. Matrian army. Why is your army just standing there, hostile? In what war are you involved that... In this one, I guess. Then why are you not... Am I actually, like, going insane? Because I definitely feel like I am. I imprisoned this dude and I can't end the war. Whatever happened here? I cannot explain it. Not certain I want to, because it doesn't look very logical, and I'm not sure that I could come up with a logical solution for this, but... You know what I can come up with a victory right here. If I were to auto-balance these a bit, which I evidently can't do. So you know what, let's just siege this down one more time, and then we're going to take care of the troops down south. Yeah, no, you know what, actually, I think this is easier. The Order of Saint Blaise, in order to stem the tide of infidels and heretics bearing down upon the innocent faithful, a small army of Armenian soldiers and clerics have banded together under the banner of Saint Blaise. With the Latins and Greeks pushing from the west and the Muslims from the east, there's very little these men have aside from unshakable faith and the power of God to stand between them and their enemies. Whatever happened to Apostolic, huh? Wait a minute, let me just check this real quick. Do they have any provinces? I don't see them. I do not see them. We ousted them. I mean, remember that. The Apostolic Church, yeah, they got nothing. Alright, they still got a Holy Order, I suppose. But we ousted them from Armenia here. The original kings, of course, King Bagrat, Tagawar Bagrat, to be precise, was, of course, worshipping under the Apostolic Church of Armenia. Didn't really do a much favor, did it? Both of you are now in my prison, and I gotta ask, can I already change the law? I cannot. I need just a year. Just one more year, then we can revoke both of these Greeks' titles, which I will be very, very happy about. What about you guys, anyway? Let's take this out. I'm gonna dissolve the mercs there. Oh lord, we're down to 464 troops. That is painful. Extraordinarily painful. We need more money to begin with. Oh, I don't know if that was that smart what I just did there, but we did win after all. But our troops, I mean, good god, I might have screwed up there by simply destroying the amount of troops that we had there. Yeah, he might rebel against us. Can't really do this. What do you want? Come spy master. That's not a plot. Oh, he's assisting that plot. I understand. Talking about plots, show me everything. Nothing. Okay, fair. Very fair. We have a tiny, practically non-existent amount of troops. And that is more than just worrisome. That is terrible. It is absolutely... And it crushes me. Quite frankly, it absolutely crushes me. Let's repay the medium loan, because then we're loan free, and now we can just save up some money. I don't want to get involved in either of those. I don't know what's going on down there, but you know, it's looking good, right? Like, they're not harming each other, so I'm just going to ignore this. Unsure. No, we can totally siege this. Very, very nice. And with that being said, do I have to re-siege this? What is going on? Why are you still here? Oh, that's why the Ghaznavids are closed, because of Tripolis. Alright, we're no longer infected. Alright, let me tell you, we are now going to reorder the land. We're going to make it so that everything will finally work out. This looks like it will actually work out, that war that is. Go home here and try to attach myself. You gonna do anything? No. Alright, I'm gonna do something then. Religious or righteous imprisonment, what are you doing? You're the leader of a plot. Discredit Cosma. You know what? I don't know who that is. Don't worry about it, mate. Can I banish anybody? No, totally can't. Oh, I don't want to press that button. If anything, I want to press these buttons individually. Because I do not want to sell the Greeks into freedom. I will revoke their titles. I will get those titles and I will never hand them back. You hear me? That's the way I see the world. And that's the way I will always see the world. Justice speaks in golden tongues, but more importantly, it speaks in titles. Accept paying ransom, thank you very much. Okay, those two will never leave this prison until I revoke their titles. They are traitors, and they shall lose their titles according to the law of the land, which means that all traitors lose their land, you know? Oh yeah, and he got it. Wonderful. So he just connected his lands, meaning that Orid's power, or rather our power, is on the entire coastline. Just this quickly, it actually worked out for us here. While of course our troops are still punished. I mean, that's pretty much saying it all. This is dire. But I gotta focus in this episode. I have a focus, and I don't want to lose it. You know what? I feel like I want to go into debt to get the Bulgarian kingdom title. Do I really want to do that? You know what? Probably not. Let's be obvious here. Probably not. I also read, of course, your comments, by the way. Tarnovo was, I believe, of the second Bulgarian Empire, the capital. So we're probably going to move our capital over there in time. Although right now, I mean, you know, it doesn't really make a difference, seeing as neither of them are actually interested in giving me any soldiers until 1137. Good God. That is punishing. That is incredibly punishing. Alright, but so far so good. How are you doing, Patriarch Yohannan, anyway? He's holding up, you know, hasn't remarried. Obviously, he's a eunuch. I don't think he's grabbed any more land. What are you doing right now? Edessan. Ah, so he's gonna vassalize Edessa. Quite interesting. He is very successful. You gotta give it to him. I mean, even the AI is carrying the game over there. They're definitely, you know, if nothing else, they are successful. Like you could say, in my opinion. Oh, we're making $7 now. That is quite significant. Where did that come from? Oh, where did that come from? You know what? Where did your titles go? Well. Can't revoke 2, can I? Oh, I totally can. Amazing, I like it. And here comes your title. And he truly does only hold one. And if you can, by the way, I would love to now sell both of you. What do you say? Alright, wonderful. So now we hold more land than we could ever hold on to. And I think that is okay. When I say that, I don't mean, you know, like this is perfect or whatever. I mean, it's okay. You know, right now, don't really have any alternatives. And this gives me a decent amount of troops since these territories over here aren't under the penalties. Meaning that I'm gonna hold on to it. Ice cold. Eusebia Arianitis. Who are you? I sadly can't change the lawyer for the domain centralization, but that is okay as of right now. You're paying for your return. Thank you very much. Lately, it seems that I've heard nothing but bad of Cosmo. Right, we even literally saw the... Yeah, there you go. We literally saw the plot for this. I'm not going to be fooled by this, you hear me? Nothing against me. You want to kill this man, you know? Sometimes you just gotta let things happen, right? It's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You could build an observatory, but I'm not interested in that. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick up a small loan. And that will actually be enough. And then I will found the Kingdom of Bulgaria. Easy money. Is this the... So they say I can move it back to the traditional capital at any point. None of those are by, you know, in game terms, the traditional capital, it appears. Oh, this appears to be the traditional capital, at least as far as... Oh, no, it doesn't. Just because the title exists, it zooms in over there. But there you go. We have restored it after over 100 years of the title no longer existing. Now, we have not yet restored the Bulgarian Empire. But that is a thing that can still happen, of course. We can still achieve this, and let me tell you, I plan on achieving this. And yet, we are not crowned. We will need to do this. A new chapter. The swift conquest of Bulgaria had impressed those that had doubted Eliz. Indeed, ambition and power appeared to come easy to her, which had moved many of her closest supporters to fully believing that she was destined for greatness. Her doubters, on the other hand, simply refused cooperation with who they perceived to be a foreign invader, a result of incestuous relationships to make matters worse. Alice herself cared not for the view of either side, as her only concern was to not become like her father or even her great-grandfather. I meant her uncle, not her father. My apologies. She felt misunderstood by her supporters because she despised being admired. Admiration, after all, had led to the death of all of her loved ones. She felt misunderstood by her enemies, for she never intended to spit on their traditions and rights, regardless of what they believed. One thing was clear to her, however. She would have to find a way to please both sides without selling out her principles, or she would never find justice. I may rule Bulgaria, but its people are stubborn. Stubborn they are, but there you go. Bulgaria has been founded, or should I say Bulgaria. And, you know, we are, of course, thinking back. We're looking at Patriarch Yohannan and what he stands for. And we have to make a decision here. Do we want to stand for the same thing, for the same terror that he brought, that, you know, our ancestor, good old Tagawar Simeon, brought? And I think the answer has to be no. But at the same time, of course, how do we cooperate with the Bulgarians? How do we grow closer to them? That is a question that we also have to answer. The wounds within. After the Battle of Strimenos, it has been my duty to inform the families of fallen soldiers of their fate. At night, I still see the hatred burning in the eyes of a teenage daughter. I know it is not my fault, but I have destroyed their lives. I would legitimately say this if she didn't have the drive to go over and finish her family off. Cynical? I don't know if she can be cynical. Like, I think it does fit her. You know, she wouldn't blindly fall in authority or follow an authority of any sort of church. But at the same time, you gotta consider that she knows the truth when it comes to Lucifer and Lucifer's essence and Lucifer's blood. But you know what? I think I'm actually gonna go with cynical and depressed. She doesn't believe in the good world and a just world, and that is usually when people refer to zealotry, they refer to people that believe in an ultimate justice coming from some sort of, you know, entity, be it God or be it the universe or whatever there really is. And I don't think she believes in that anymore. I think she believes in making her own justice. So as such, that should be okay. Kulin recently arrived in Sredits and has formally presented himself at court. My lady, I am on a campaign to take my rightful titles within the Thema Bukalarion from Vasileos Aguros. With your blessing, I wish to raise support here in Bulgaria for my growing army. You know what? I actually feel like that is okay. Oh wow. Vasilero Mayon is incredibly strong indeed. But I do believe that he should have my support. You know, think about it, he's Bulgarian. How more can I show support to Bulgarian if I were to break the good relationships that we've had with the Vassalian Romain. Well, we've had them with previous... What is this? Am I going crazy? The title wasn't destroyed for like a year. For a day. What? You know... No, it was. That was the Crusade, wasn't it? Wait a minute. When did you get this? Ah, interesting. 1110. You know what? I don't actually know. Yeah, okay, it was crushed and then he reformed it. I understand now. We've had a pretty decent relationship with him, but I guess that he does not really like that we now lay claim to all of Bulgaria. He has my full support. The compromise. The campaigns for the unification of Bulgaria had given Eliz the opportunity to know the country she ruled better. Slowly but steadily, she understood that the wisdom of the Bulgarian people had not yet been poisoned by the message of Patriarch Yohannan, or indeed even by the message of the Eastern Orthodox Church. Vassilios may have put his Greek servants into positions they did not belong into, but a sizable portion of the common folk still knew the truth of Gnosticism. The message of Bogomil had not been lost in time yet, and it explained why Eliz had been greeted with hate instead of joy. She carried the essence of Lucifer, and so said the teachings of Bogomil. Lucifer was none other than the demiurge himself. Eliz had pondered this ever since her arrival in Bulgaria, and was finally ready to take the jump. I must reject the curse, not use it. So, as a quick explanation, Bogomil was a supposed priest. We don't know if he was actually there in the, I believe, the 10th century, so like 909X, 9XX. And he essentially taught further developed ideology from the old ideology, the apostolic, the Nestorian, the Paulician ideas of Gnosticism and, Messalianism as well. The further developed idea is not that Lucifer, and that is how, Messalianism views it, Lucifer is not a force of good. Lucifer is the demiurge. So instead of being the force of good, of the light bringer that, is able to set the people free, Lucifer is the traitor. The one that traps the soul of the people. And that exact case is, I believe, what kind of fits with Queen Eliz, the Cursed One of Bulgaria. Queen Eliz has always felt very strongly, very, very strongly about, everything when it comes to her own blood. She was incredibly negative, decidedly so. She never dropped those feelings, and she wants to get rid of it. She doesn't even want to have her own children. And just like that, I personally believe that it makes a lot of sense to have Queen Eliz, the Cursed One, become Bogomilist, because it has a similar ideology to Messalianism. It is Gnostic, except she acknowledges, and Bogomilism acknowledges, how cursed Queen Eliz truly is. But as a sign to the people of Bulgaria, which are very close to Bogomilism, because Bogomilism was indeed, perceived, or not perceived, conceived in Bulgaria, she turns to their faith, she turns to their ideas, and says, "You're right, I am cursed, but listen to me, for I will bring greatness." Bogomilism is an originally Orthodox Christian heresy with a Gnostic element, Gnostic elements that completely rejects the ecclesiastical hierarchy and advocate a return to early Christianity. Bogomilists believe that the world was created by an evil demiurge, the devil, and in this case, it is quite literally the same as Lucifer. You can read up on that. There's a lot of sources online. Weirdly enough, Bogomilism has a lot of interesting, books and just online reads going into it. I read up on it a bit, and their understanding essentially is that Lucifer fell from heaven, and he was blessed as he was in heaven, but when he fell, he tried to create his own kingdom, and his own kingdom would entrap the souls of all people trapped on the human sphere. So that is literally how she sees herself. I mean, that is how she sees Patriarch Yohannan, trapping all those souls to form his own kingdom, pretty much, making them pray to him, making it so that they are forsaking themselves. And as you can see here, obviously this doesn't have any title here. I'm not even sure. I don't even think this one can have a title, because Bogomilism does not exactly look positively towards this, but there's some really cool stuff. And this is why I just want to make this clear, because I read all of your comments and I love reading your comments, but this is why I didn't respond to many that, for example, said, "Hey my friend, why don't you get a mod that lets you adopt people?" Well, Bogomilism has it all. Adopt an heir. For many of the Bogomilist faith, heirs cannot be acquired in the normal fashion. Thus, it is quite acceptable for a ruler to adopt an orphan Bogomilist child and raise it as their own. An act of generosity, if you will, towards someone who, in any other circumstance, could have a few chances, or would have few chances, at a meaningful life. And we are going to try to do this. What we need is essentially a realm province that is Bogomilist and we need to be celibate or, you know, age greater than 45, we will immediately start these sort of thing. Oh, I can't because I'm cynical. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. No, you know what? I need to, sorry. Remove trade. I know, look, I hope your immersion isn't broken here. But I need to remove it because the Consolamentum is so fitting for her. I wasn't aware that you couldn't be cynical. You will see what I mean. I will still roleplay her as though she's cynical. I interpreted cynical here a bit differently. I interpret it as like, hey, I don't believe in salvation for myself. I'm entirely, like, devastated in this regard. But what the Consolamentum does is super cool because it is a different interpretation on the concept of perfection. The only sacrament of the Bogomilist faith, the Consolamentum represented a purification of the faithful from sins gained throughout their life. Once the ritual baptism had occurred, the faithful Bogomilist would be considered perfect and be expected to live a life of celibacy as well as to spread the Bogomilist faith further. Most did not receive Consolamentum until their deathbeds, but the zealous would take the sacrament much earlier. That is why we couldn't take it. Obviously, you know, when you're not zealous, then why would you, or how would you rather take it? Now, what we can do now, and what we will do now, is I will take a look. Where is my dear, oh dear... Come on, where are you? Simeon, there you are. Hello, Simeon. I would like to marry you. It will cost a lot of prestige, but I will carry that burden if necessary. I'm going to take the gold, actually. And then I'm going to go ahead and commit to Consolamentum. Because as I said earlier, we don't want a child. She does not desire a child. And I guess, you know what? I'm going to actually turn around on this. I got to retcon something that happened this episode. The cynical aspect. I think she's cynical insofar as she has no positive outlook on life. She doesn't believe in a merciful God that's going to save her. But she is zealous insofar as she believes that she needs to break the power of Lucifer or everybody will be damned. There's a certain amount of zealousy there, zealotry there, of course. Now look at this. Perfecti. The member of the faithful has taken the sacrament of Consolamentum, thus purging them of their mortal sins and setting them on a path of zealotry, celibacy, and asceticism. So as you can see, essentially what she is now is not a perfecti in the same sense as the Messalianism knows perfection, but instead she is just dedicated to the faith, and she's showing her dedication, of course, to the people of Bulgaria. Hopefully, Simeon knows to value this. And I'm going to put you over... Oh god, he still hates me. I need to convert him. I hate this fired from council nonsense. I can't make him convert, sadly. That's terrible. He would, in my opinion, be the first one to convert. He is cynical as is anyway, but it's difficult, I guess. It is quite difficult. You know, I will make you convert. Maybe. Are you kidding me? I'm going to give you some money then. Jesus. Is that a yes? There you go. That's a yes. Thank you very much. I submit to your wise counsel. Now he, of course, will not convert. He is now a Bogomilist. I will also make sure that we have a proper... Are you zealous? No, you're not zealous. I'm going to name you... what about... I not have a plus 10. Seneschal. There you go, sure. Then we're going to ask you to convert. And then this high lady shall bring this religion... to our people, and by God, it doesn't look good. 1.2% yearly. That is terrible. That is truly terrible. But it will be on the rise with time, believe you me, or at least I would hope so. You know, you never know at the end of the day. All I know is we gotta try, and we can adopt an heir sooner rather than later. But as it stands, Bulgaria has risen. I mean, look at them. We have enslaved these people here. And we're holding it down. We are holding it down. We finally were also able to marry Simeon, which is of course important because he is a symbol of Bulgarians. He's a symbol of the people living in our new realm. So this new dedication that we found to a religion that was founded in Bulgaria and that was still practiced by a lot of the common folk, I hope that it will change their outlook on us. Because I would truly, truly like it if we could go on to become a champion of the people before we try to strike down good old Patriarch Yohannan the Eternal. Now as things are, it's looking good. Things are looking up yet again. And I'm going to do this absolutely. 6 out of 6. There you go. Now we have a decent amount of troops and everything is looking fine. By the way, and we are 29 minutes in, so let me just explain this. There is an alternative form of government here called Patarani. This is a form of government which is essentially feudal and thus relied upon the oaths between lieges and vassal, but also melded with the precepts of the Bogomilist faith. It just makes it so that I can hold temples, but it's It's a unique thing. It's pretty cool. And everybody that is a feudal lord and of our religion will feel the same way. So they will get the same government. It's pretty cool that there's a specific government. Sadly no society, but that's okay. Ooh. Oh, you hold this, huh? Where's Bogomilism's... Where are the hotspots of it? So, we got one right here. 2. 3, obviously. Where are the others? Jerusalem. What? Really? Yo, can anybody explain this? What's going on with this? And what is this? An Orthodox heresy. Why do Bogomilists... Is it because of the Slavic myths? Do they care about this because of the Slavic myths surrounding Russia? Alright, but we can definitely, you know, look at getting at least some. We got 3 fairly close by. Oh, this is not actually one of ours. Wait a minute. So Jerusalem, then you have Perrine, of course. Which one is this one? Ubica. Oh, so there is one up there. This one. Okay, I thought it was this one, but it's this one. Nice. Okay, so we can definitely, like, try to go for those 3. We'll have to see. This will be difficult. Strengthening Bogomilism as a whole will be very difficult. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much. Later. Alligator. Big whales. And you know what? Oh, no. Be blessed, my kid. Alright, I will see you later. Alligator. Goodbye.